and the time has come. Guys, welcome back to Montreal. I'm leaving today. This is my last day in Montreal and around here in Canada. Leaving for Singapore today. It's going to be a very long journey, and it feels really weird to leave this place that I've been here for like 6 months or so. Super cold here right now, and that's the main reason why I'm leaving. I thought I would spend the winter in a better place. So let's get started with that day. Last time I'll see this winter landscape, I think. So got to the airport, past the security, now wanting to board a 14-hour flight to Beijing. It's gonna be interesting. And to be honest, I didn't really feel like leaving today, but it's just something I booked a long time ago. And that kind of shows how when you stay a long time in a place, you get these habits, you get kind of used to the environment, and you get attached to people, so that's a fact. Plus it's like so easy to stay in your comfort zone and not do anything different, and that's why you have to push yourself sometimes. So I'm just gonna deal with it, and yeah, let's go to that flight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just landed. Kindly remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been switched off. Mobile phones must
Finally made it to Beijing after these 14 hours plus of flight. There was a delay. It's been kind of a dark flight because we left after sunset around like 6 p.m. and arriving here at 8 p.m. after sunset again. So did not see the light in a long time, but that's fine. Now you guys might ask, why do I go to Singapore if it's that far? And if I'm going to complain about the time, it's not really worth it. But I think I've not seen enough of Asia. You guys know that I've been there in the past, and I've been doing a lot of videos there. But I still feel like there's like countries I didn't see yet that I want to visit. Hence why I'm going to go back and see those countries. So on the plan this time are going to be Cambodia, which is going to be next week. Singapore as well. I went to Singapore like a few years ago. Then probably the Philippines, which is kind of a place I want to visit since a long time. And I had many people kind of emailing me and recommending me to go there, so I'll try to go a little bit, and that's gonna make it for a 3 or 4 month trip. Now the last thing that I want to point out before I take the flight is that I had a really good discount with Air China on those tickets. So I was talking with someone on the plane that got the same discount, and it's like $500 Canadian for round trip from Montreal to Singapore, basically 4 flight total. So yes, I talk about the idea of comfort zone and doing new things, but there's also this big aspect of trying to like do something when it's worth the money. This route between Montreal and Beijing is kind of new. It's not been a super long time that it exists and that Air China does it. I think Air Canada also does it, but it's quite convenient. So the only problem is the time, kind of 14 hours of flight, a little bit long. But if you want to travel to Asia, you can do it from a lot of cities in Canada. Now going to Singapore really is going to be the big weather jump. Last time I checked, Beijing was at -1 degree Celsius. Montreal was at -8 apparently this morning. And Singapore is like at 31. It's like way above there, but it's going to be interesting. Technically the trading week is started now. It's Monday morning in Canada or Monday evening here in Asia. But I didn't check the chart, and I'll wait till I get to Singapore because here the internet is really bad and it's incredible. So I'll wait. As a rule of thumb, I don't want my trading to be kind of a stress and something that I have to do and that I'm stressed about. So I'm just gonna wait, and it's gonna get done first thing tomorrow morning. and I finally made it to Singapore. The only thing is the heat is killing me and I was so hungry. So I got to this restaurant here on the front of the road. Ordered some noodles with, there's a lot of music here, some noodles with vegetables, $1.50 in Singapore dollar. It's good. I'm gonna enjoy and then try to find a place for Wi-Fi because the hotel's not available yet, so I'll have to wait a little bit and get to the hotel later on today. But yeah, this weather. I've been walking for a good 45 minutes now and I didn't expect it would be that hard to find a place with Wi-Fi and coffee. Maybe it's just the place that I'm in that's not really good for that, but I tried to look at the map, it didn't really work. So I'm just gonna walk and find a place. So long story short, on my first morning in Singapore, I got completely lost and I couldn't find a coffee shop to work. I started looking a little bit more far and I saw this like big structure, which is the National Sports Center or something similar. A really cool place, and there's a like big shopping mall around it with a food court, which is where I did some calls, which was really cool. Good Wi-Fi here. And I just noticed that on the other side of this we have a view on a big icon of Singapore. Check it out. Although very simple, I have to admit that I like the landscape of Singapore and it's great to see it once again. It's been probably 3 or 4 years since I first came here and that's always good to see again. One thing that I'm just amazed by is like the free space in the landscape. It's really not packed compared to Hong Kong or big cities like that, so I like it. A little bit more similar to Canada, but the weather here is just amazing. Now in all honesty, the only thing I feel like doing right now is going back to the hotel, trying to see if the room is available, if it's clean, and take a nap there because I'm quite tired and I don't feel like doing any work right now. It's kind of tough. I didn't even look at the chart this morning as I expected to do. I didn't have time and didn't have the connection to do it. Getting to a new place is always kind of destabilizing a little bit and you don't really know what to expect. But let's get back to the hotel, see if it's available. It's gonna be 1 more hour, but we're almost there. Which means the room not being ready, I'll have to default to my second option, going for a coffee. Apparently there's a coffee shop on the side, on this end of the street, so we'll take a look. Well guys, this is a pretty nice room, so pretty simple but pretty okay for what I'm going to be doing in Singapore. Let's take a look at that. It's alright, not that bad. I thought I would end the video today by sharing a couple of things that I really like about Singapore, and the first one's going to be the airport. I think it's probably the best I've seen. It's been super fast to go through the whole process and I'm really amazed by that. There's like no line anywhere, you just go through and get your suitcase and go. That's really cool, and I really like the atmosphere in Singapore. Not too like quick and a little bit laid back. There's these coffee shop on the side where you can like eat and take a drink, which is really cool. And there's this much more kind of open space compared to cities like Hong Kong where it's big, you like really feel packed at some instance, while here it's more open. And I think the internet's going to be good. I didn't really check, I did only 1 call, but I'll see how that goes. Should be good to do coaching sessions and webinars and stuff. As I was editing my video this afternoon, it started to rain outside. And I have one last stop for today, which is meeting up a friend who is here in Singapore. You guys have seen him before, so there's no way I'm going to walk in that rain, but I think we'll take a Uber or something. After the rain and despite the lack of sun, it's still as hot in Singapore as it was this afternoon. Incredible. I think the weather here never varies that much. Always hot, which is good, but you have to get used to it. And of course I'm with Shua, which you guys have seen a little bit earlier in the episodes when we were in Penang and going to the island. That was a pretty cool trip. But Shua lives in Singapore. Yes. So good to have a local friend, local guide to show me around and discover some things.